There are people like Taylor Lorenz who are desperate to tear the left apart, and in fact, it becomes clear who her efforts help when you hear stuff like this.
Genuinely, I kind of like Taylor Lorenz because I know that she actually believes what she says.
Totally
Do you get what I'm
agree.
saying?
So yeah, I generally don't align myself with friends of Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens.
I don't think Taylor Lorenz is friends with Tucker Carlson and Taylor. What? No, that's not. I think the reason a lot of people don't understand this, but like, even if you have disagreements, I said this yesterday, even if you have disagreements with the way like Taylor conducts herself or, you know, some of the things that she believes or some of the things that she advocates for, ultimately her work speaks for itself. Okay. And she is the type of journalist that unfortunately no longer exists as much, where like people will be like, oh, she'll burn you for a story. And it's like, that's not wrong, but that's what journalists do. Like, journalists do that. That's what the job of a journalist is. That's what the job of an investigative reporter is. Okay? Like, this is how you, in many instances, a tenacious and maybe a little, maybe a little crazy is like something that is necessary with good reporters, good investigative reporters. Like, that's it. And I don't like I don't know. I mean, I guess I understand why people are directly attacking her, because I mean, she's been attacked endlessly from virtually every single different ideological background on the internet. And therefore there is a lot of there's a lot of things that you can pull from, smears or even like valid critiques or whatnot, but it's not about her reporting. And as a reporter, as a journalist, when you are criticizing someone's reporting, you have to criticize their reporting. You can't just like criticize who they are or what they've done or what other people think about this person. Okay? Even if you have disagreements with them. Taylor has good politics, but objectively a really bad journalist. Okay, you have to explain why you mean this, why you feel this way. Because I would go so far as to say that most people's criticisms are about her worldview or the way she presents herself online, but will openly admit that she is a good journalist, including what Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson were literally saying over there, which is like, she's not a grifter. She like truly believes the shit that she's saying, and her work speaks for itself. So I don't know why you have this opinion, and I need you to explain to me why you think that she's doing objectively really bad reporting. Because if you remember, she didn't actually leave the Washington Post because like she worked at the New York Times and she worked at the Washington Post, okay, as one of their best culture reporters, okay? And I know that like personal relationships and things like that obviously guide a lot of people's opinions on these journalists in general. It's networking just like every other fucking avenue, every other business. But what is it that you don't like about her reporting is the question. Because there is not really anything that I have seen from her reporting that leads me to believe that she is a bad reporter. She is not. She's a very good reporter, as a matter of fact. It's part of the reason why a lot of people actually fucking hate her. I mean, that, and also she dukes it out quite a bit online on Twitter, but again, that's irrelevant to the point of contention. Okay? Her tweets about the DSA is utterly irrelevant to the point of contention when it comes to her reporting here. Do you understand what I mean? Like that's it. That's it. You can't just like bring that up and be like, she's a bad reporter because she said this about the DSA. It's like, okay, well, that's completely irrelevant to whether or not she actually put forth a credible, trove of evidence-backed piece of news. You can't. Like later, we're going to look at Matthew Petty, writing for Reason. Reason is a libertarian think tank. Matthew Petty exposed a trove of emails between Ehud Barak the former Prime Minister of Israel, and Jeffrey Epstein, in which they talk about surveillance programs that they should be funding, in which they talk about geopolitical incidents that are taking place all around the world and how they can make money off of it by using surveillance groups, specifically Peter Thiel's Palantir at the time. Does it matter what fucking publication reported on it if the article and the information in it is correct? So yeah, that chatter hasn't even described what their issue is, what issue they have with any kind of reporting. Because the reason why Taylor is no longer at the Washington Post is low-key not even because of the fucking reporting that she did, but instead due to a lot of fucking media reporters that just like don't really like her and things that she may or may not have said in her private account on Joe Biden being a war criminal, which is correct, by the way. So, no, I didn't say Matthew Perry. I said Matthew Petty. It's sad to see online leftists jump on this hate train, having no idea who she actually is or where she advocates for outside of she's a Twitter drama target. I know. But it's also because like a lot of beloved liberal content creators and maybe even leftist content creators that like they've seen online are also taking on this story and directly attacking Taylor Lorenz and not necessarily taking issue with her reporting, but simply saying that she's just bad and shitty and
For a year.
And the point here is not like drama or parasocial relationships. The point here, especially if you're just a consumer of this kind of content, you should just address the issue head on. You should just tackle the issue head on. Is this article filled to the brim with fucking fake bullshit or not? And I have yet to see anyone directly contradict the evidence that was presented in the article, in the reporting. That's it. That's it. I have no reason to believe that Wired Magazine and its editorial team actually allowed this to be reported on without literally looking through the contracts or at least corroborating the evidence presented by numerous on background, on the record, and off the record sources. That is how you normally write articles, okay? This is not a fucking Substack post. It's not a Medium post. This is not, you know, a call-out post on TikTok. This is an entirely different thing. And I think a lot of people have forgotten or don't know how mainstream outlets work. They don't think about like the numerous different the points and multiple different groups that like look through all of the information presented in the article to ensure that it's like to the best of their ability accurate. Okay,